We love Star Wars Topps trading cards here in the cargo bay, so it's time for a little hobby talk.
Hobby talk.
How's it going, BC?
It is going pretty good, AB. How are you doing? How's your hobby life going at the moment?
Well, BC, it's dominating way too much of my thoughts, time, and money. But it's going pretty good.
It's good. So it's going the same as usual.
That's right, BC. How about you?
Yeah, about the same. I'd say not that I've slowed down, but my purchasing I've laid off for the moment. My sort of eBay searching is not as frequent as before. I will say though, I have been monitoring one card that's on the eBay auction block pretty closely. You know which card it is?
I think I do, BC.
It is your graded 9 by SGC Jedi a la Kurosawa, which is up on the eBays and is people are bidding on it. It's a hot card, man. How's it feel?
That's right, BC. I mean, I'm just I'm waiting for those final moments because at least these high dollar cards I've watched, they'll sit at about 30% or lower of what they'll probably wind up getting until the very last seconds where everybody throws in their high bid and it just kind of hits the stack.
It's one of the scariest moments as a bidder, especially on a card that you want, because you're like, those last 30 seconds are so stressful. Yeah. Where you're like, all right, because you're putting in a bid and then someone's coming in because you're just sniping. You're being an eBay sniper. And you're like, what's the most that I will pay for this card? And you're just hoping that once that time ends, that you get the congratulations, you won.
Man. And
more often than not, I'm like, someone beat me by $1.
Yeah.
This is the worst.
And they probably beat you by significantly more than $1, but there's no way to know. Dang it.
There's not. So yeah, it's it is always the anxiety of that final moment. But this time, I imagine it's going to be for a different reason as the seller on your end.
I mean, I would very much like for this card to fetch a price similar to what these cards have been going for. But I'm also, I'm just interested in how it plays out. As a co-host of the Cargo Bay, it's worth it to me to see, even if it comes in at a much lower price than the rest, I think I'll mostly be interested in that revelation, instead of disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the good... I mean, you told me you've got, 50 people watching the card or something?
Yeah, there are 50 people watching.
You've got 19 bids at the moment, which is a lot for, right before... Because typically you'll see all of those bids flood in right at the end. But you've got a pretty healthy amount of bidding going on right now. So, that's got to be exciting.
There's no doubt it's in demand. I am excited. We'll see who winds up with it. BC, I've noticed in the list of bidders, it seems like there are a lot of people who are interested in sports cards are looking at this card. And I think that's a huge part of why we're seeing these prices in Chrome Galaxy, which they have settled down finally. The prices seem to be calming down, maybe coming down, thank goodness, in places. We'll see how long that lasts, and, potentially it'll all come crashing down at some point. But hopefully I can get a good price for this card. Hopefully someone is happy to get it, and I can use that to buy more cards. One thing I wanted to mention, BC, is... one of my least favorite feelings on eBay is when there's a card I'm watching and I miss the end of the auction and I see that it's sold for what I would consider to be a wildly low price. I'm like, oh man, why didn't I just throw in my high number? And the thing the biggest thing that happened was the 7 of 10 Jedi a la Kurosawa refractor, or X-Fractor, sold for $70 a couple months ago, right before everything popped off. And I think the listing wasn't great on the card, but I had found it. I was watching it, and I was like, I had already known that I really wanted one of these. and it's around the time I got the purple one, but it was just like, man, $70? There's no way that 7 of 10, at least in the current market, wouldn't go for, I would guess, well over $1,000, right now.
That story is sadder than the tragedy of Macbeth, man. I'm telling that is. I've had similar feelings, and this was definitely not as like a big of cards, but for my anyone watching, my personal collection shelf here, and this is actually non-Star Wars related, so if you're not interested, tune out. I'm collecting my favorite baseball player from when I was a kid, Ryan Sandberg. Who's a second baseman. I still have all of his cards in a binder. So I'm going back and trying to buy up all of his Topps cards. So like his flagship Topps card from each year that he had a card out, just in like 8s or 9s. Like I'm not like going for a 10. I don't need that. I just like having the cards in the PSA holder.
Yeah.
And there were a couple the other day from just random years, like not big cards. It was like, here's his 1992 card, which is like a $1 card. You know what I mean? And it was like, it's a PSA 8 or 9 or whatever. I was like, I need that. And I forgot to bid on it. And there was another one from like 91 or 90. There are 2 from similar years in the 90s that are just not worth anything. I was watching both of them, and they both sold for like $10. And I was like, oh my God. And they never come up.
Oh no!
Like they never show up, just because it's not an in-demand card, and it's a low grade for a overproduced Topps card. And I was like, I'm gonna have to wait now. I could have got them for nothing, for $10, for less than the grading fee of the card, and I missed them. I'm like, oh my God! I got distracted. You got to stay on top of on the eBay watch list, otherwise those deals could slip through your fingies.
That's right, BC. It's a terrible feeling.
It really is. Like I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna lose sleep over this, but I was like, oh no,
yeah,
why? That was the feeling, if I could encapsulate it.
Feels accurate.
Yeah.
I was like, man, whoever got that X Factor for $70, they are happy right now, I bet.
They're gonna have a steak dinner tonight.
And again, to be clear, it's not like $70 for a card is cheap. Even before that blew up, I knew, I was like, that card's gonna be a thing. It might have even been after the Superfractor sold, quote unquote, and whoever started building the hype around the card, right?
I mean, it was clear, like when we opened those packs, like that was the card that had the eye appeal of like, this card looks sick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's we've mentioned that one, Leap of Faith, which is the cover art.
Yeah,
looks sick on a chrome car.
Darth Vader. Yes.
Regrets. Those 3 are top of my list.
Someone posted your top 3 Chrome Galaxy cards in the Facebook group, and that was a hard thing to think about. BC, there are a lot of pretty cards in that set. Regrets
and Jedi La Curacao are the ones that, when I think back to opening those cards, that when I looked at them, I was like, these are sweet. So I mean, I still think the prices are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but I mean, I get it. They're desirable. Visually, you look at them and you go, that's a cool card. I want to have that.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Well, we'll see what happens with it. Are there any updates on new cards coming out, BC? We got anything anywhere closer?
Things are quiet on the pre-sale front at the moment. For you, dear listener, I am always checking Blowout. I'm always checking Steel City Collectibles, and I'm always on the Card World, David Adams Card World. Things are where they have been. We had sort of a flurry of activity where we got Finest, we got Book of Boba Fett, we got Topps Chrome Mandalorian Beskar Seasons 1 and 2. So those are all out there on various sites for various prices. Card World only has the Chrome Beskar edition for pre-sale. I think you can find most of them on Blowout. Finest is still at $300 on a pre-sale, which is a little rough, which is why I'm glad we paid 2/3 of the cost to get ours pre-ordered.
BC, mentioning that 300, I would like to bring up my deal of the week.
Ooh, hit me with the deal of the week.
Which is on Steel City Collectibles, you can get 16 blaster boxes, a blaster box case of Rogue One cards for $309, I believe is what it was. Which is, again, $309 is a lot. But when you compare getting one box of Finest to an entire case of cards you can open, and they're not hobby boxes, but I'm thinking in 16 boxes of however many packs, you're probably going to pull an auto or a sketch out of there.
Odds are pretty wild, but even comparing that to Masterwork, which is at $425 a box, a Chihuahua. That
was something, watching Return of the Jedi, BC, I told my fiance, I say Ichiwama all the time, and I had forgotten it was an Ewok thing. Ichiwama.
The things that stick in your brain, man, it's just weird. We're several weeks removed. We've talked about it on Hobby Talk a few weeks in a row now. Masterworks is such a rough product. We've seen so many of just like opening a single box. You're going to get some parallels. You're going to get some autographs. But my guess is if you tried to resell everything for the most that you can get that, on average, I feel like the most value out of a single box you're going to get is got to be definitely less than half the box. But I mean, in some cases, it's like you can maybe sell everything in there for $100, maybe, and that's hard too. And you get you're not getting a complete set. It's just for what you're getting for that price. I'm just like, I would much rather go on a binge of 1,000 packs of Rogue One blasters and just like...
And maybe pull a good auto. Like, there's still, like, stuff to chase.
I mean, searching for stuff. I mean, you can, like, building a bunch of sets. Like, this is just the weird collector part of me where, like, I love putting my cards in order. I love setting my insert sets. I love organizing. And, like, just as part of, like, the hobby and collecting, that's something that really, like, makes my brain happy.
Yeah.
Is like, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all of my cards in order, 1 to 100. Satisfying. And now I've got all of the inserts from this set. Satisfying. So, and just as the junkie on the pack front, and I've got more than 4 mini boxes. In fact, I've got like, how many packs is it? How many packs do you get in a case? It's got to be hundreds of beautiful packs that you just can open.
Let's see. There are 10 packs per box and 16 boxes per case, so 160 packs.
Oh, mwah. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah.
Again,
just throwing Rogue One up on the TV and slowly opening an entire case of cards.
I mean, if you want to go ahead and buy those, I say go for it. I opened some of those fat packs, and I was doing my sorting. I have a lot of duplicates. I would like to get a Rogue One set because, spoiler alert, this is going to come out in a couple weeks. But anyone who listens to the regular Cargo Bay episodes, this week we recorded Return of the Jedi, and I did bump Rogue One significantly up on my favorite movies list. So I thought it would be nice to have, at some point, a full set of Rogue One. It's probably like $5 or $10 to get a whole set. But opening the packs, they were like those jumbo packs, I got a few of those and was just like, pack opening, sorting, collecting. So I'll probably try to... I just have a lot of loose sets that I need to chase down my missing cards for.
That's something I need to do as well, BC. I got a few outlier cards that I really want to plug those holes.
Yeah.
But I wanted to mention, it just came into my head, BC. Forgot the one Masterworks card I wanted is I've been after a numbered 88, IG-88. And the 88 and 99 came up on eBay. And that was another one where it sold for like $5 or something. And I was like, dang it. I wanted an 88 so bad. But
that's a bummer.
So if you got it out there, good for you. BC, I am inserting right now the secret pass code to enter into the raffle. Here it is, y'all. So if you hear this passcode, send it to the Cargo Bay Pod at protonmail.com, and you have a chance to win an atomic refractor of Escaping the AT-STs. BC, I bought a couple of those atomic refractors a long time ago for the purpose of a giveaway.
So you've got one that's going to be the secret code
in our Return of the Jedi episode.
In a little while. And you've got this for today's instant reaction listener for our hobby talk.
That's right. That's right.
Nice.
So the code is, the secret word is, let's just make it a Wedge Antilles.
Wedge Antilles. And that is the Cargo Bay Pod at protonmail.com. Correct?
That's right. That's right. Or at proton.me, if that's easier. Either way.
I feel like .com's easier.
Yeah, protonmail.com. It rolls off the tongue better than proton.me. But either
Not
way.
me! Yeah, I think that's... Oh, yeah.
So if you're comfortable...
Be sure to hit us up.
Yeah, if you're comfortable, giving a P.O. box or your address to receive a card, just send the Cargo Bay an email that says, passcode Wedge Antilles, and you'll be entered in that raffle.
And we'll enter a million invisible raffle tickets if you recommend this show to a friend.
That's right.
We'll also enter a million Goodwill raffles. If you want to send any listener mail or feedback or questions comments, we'd love to have questions come in. Anything you would like to hear us discuss, please reach out to us at the Cargo Bay Pod at protonmail.com or .me.
Or, no, it's two different things. It's either protonmail.com or proton.me.
Whoa. I don't like that.
Okay, well, we'll just stop saying the proton.me then. But yeah, it's not protonmail.me. It's to try to make the email addresses shorter, is like what they're doing. Because protonmail.com is a long thing.
I feel like it's more memorable, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I think you're right. Anyway, yeah, send us some feedback. And specifically, I am looking for any information around UV protection for cards. Because beyond, going down rabbit holes on forums, I'm not finding like kind of a comprehensive source of information. So if you know, I would like to know. I want to know, how often can I have my cards in indirect natural sunlight? And what kind of protection do they need if I'm going to do so? And how long can I blast them with LEDs? Are LEDs fine forever? I don't know. I don't know these things. I would like to know, PC.
We need a scientist on this. Yeah, it is interesting because it's something that I've seen before where it's like, I read someone who's like, never take your cards out. Do not expose them to any light sources whatsoever. I'm like, I kind of would rather just take the risk and enjoy them while I'm alive than sticking them in a box and then just being like, perfect condition forever. But like, you have to sneak away to a cave and open a box as opposed to like, I just have them on the shelf. Yeah. And if they get a little sunburned, it's going to happen over a course of like 60 years probably. Because like, I don't have... Fun fact about this apartment, we get no direct sunlight because we are north facing.
Same here. Yeah.
So it's which kind of stinks because we can't grow stuff. There's not a lot of indirect or no sunlight plants that we're like, I would love to grow this. Most plants are like, we need some of the sun to grow.
You got to talk to Figaro, BC, because we got all kinds of plants in this apartment.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to hit up Figaro because we were just looking at the Lowe's and stuff, and this is plant hobby talk now.
That's right.
We were at like Lowe's and the outdoor stores and stuff, and it's like, need sunlight. We're like, man, come on, give us something that we can stick out on our patio so we can have a little greenery. We do have a bird feeder, which is nice.
Oh,
anyway,
nice.
I'm gonna end my my plant hobby talk.
Plant hobby talk.
Plant hobby talk. And get back to our Topps Star Wars hobby talk. So yeah, if you've got any UV protection advice, we'd appreciate it. I have seen, and this is another area of hobby that might be of interest to people, I have seen on like comic books where they have like sort of like top loaders for comic books or like display things for comic books that specifically say UV protection for comic books.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely a bigger surface that you're working with in a comic book, and I feel like the paper of it is much more susceptible to sunlight.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is like that part of collecting in a hobby is like, this is a big issue for comic books. So there are things that are specifically like on the labelings like UV protection. This will give you X amount of protection. I've seen some that are like, this one is not noted as UV. And then there are some that are like, this specifically has UV protection. So it may be just an area of the card market that is, because I haven't seen any things that are marketed that way in terms of like top loaders or magnetic one touches that say anything relating to UV protection.
I have bought specifically, I know the Ultra Pro one touch cases have UV protection, and I think my top loaders I get have UV protection written on it. Okay. But what I am going to do, BC, even though I don't get direct sunlight, the sunlight coming into the windows it's still sunlight. It's bright. I think I would like to take 3 of the same card, put them on a stand in the window, and just leave them there. 1 in a penny sleeve, 1 in a one touch, and 1 raw, and just see what happens.
Now you're talking science fair experiment level here, which I love. You've got your control
That's right.
in there. You've got all your elements for a classic science fair. We just need to get you the trifold board so that you can display the results afterwards.
That's right. I need some charts created in Microsoft Word, like in wrong program. And
how many of those things did you have to do as a kid? Because I feel like most of my elementary days were just like, go buy a trifold board and glue stuff on it.
I only did that 3 times that I remember, BC. But yeah,
it just feels like I had to do that so much, like History Day.
Oh wow, you were doing trifolds for history?
I did a Jimi Hendrix History Day project one year, and I did a the display of Jimi Hendrix where like, I don't know, I was just like, I was interested in Jimi Hendrix at the time. I was like, if I'm gonna have to spend time in the library in whatever 8th grade, I'd rather just be looking at Jimi Hendrix stuff if that's what I'm gonna be doing anyway, and call it my research and then throw it up on a board. So yeah, that was one of those. I don't know. I just feel like there was a lot of display boards.
I had lots of poster board projects, but not a nice trifold, which is what I will do for the cargo bay.
Yes,
I'm gonna, and I'd like to do both a chrome card and a like whatever paper card I decide, because I feel like maybe using a battle plans card would be a good idea.
What I'd really love is, once you've got that display, is to find a local like elementary school that's doing a science fair, and then for you to just walk in and be like, I got this display board, and then put it down and have like a book of research, and then just stand next to it and be like, oh, the volcano trick, huh? Well, it's all right. But I've got reams of scientific data on UV exposure to Topps trading cards.
Hey, kids out there, if you're still doing the volcano trick for a science fair project, get out of here, all right?
Get out of here. Get it. Your mom and dad clearly are helping with your homework and are not inventive. The cargo bay's coming for you.
Well, VC, I'll try to have that set up by our next hobby talk, because that'll be fun to keep track of.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a fun experiment. Here's I know we're running low on time, so I just wanted to wrap, because I didn't have a lot of hobby information. So, and this is just a general curiosity. I know we've been talking a lot about our Chrome Galaxy. Obviously, you're selling it. It's a big thing that we've been collecting. Are there any other, like, just personal collection stuff? Are there things that you're looking for right now? Are there any future like projects that you're looking to for your PC stuff?
VC, I've been trying to figure out like how to focus down. And so, like I've said, that's mostly been Mandalorian Season 1 and Galaxy Chrome. And I think that's kind of where I'm going to say I think I'm always going to be collecting Chrome Galaxy, and I think it'll probably be more expensive next time. So I don't know. There isn't really anything pulling me away from that right now. But what about you, BC?
Yeah, it's weird because for a while having a focus is such a fun thing as a collector. Whereas like after Chrome Legacy came out, I had a focus of like I want to go after the green parallels of the Rebel cards, right? Whereas like I want to get all 27 of those, and the excitement of going after those and collecting those was fun. And then I did it, and then I got to the end of it, and I was like, it was an existential crisis. I was like, what do I do now? I've got them all. I've collected them. I've reached the mountaintop of the green parallel of Rebels. So, you know, the last part of that project is finding a way to display them, which I'm kind of like, I'll put that off for now. Previously, my other big thing, because I'm a Rebels head, for anyone who's watching or listening, my top shelf here is my animated autograph collection.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I want to get all of the Ghost crew. I want to get the main characters from the animated stuff. So I've got Ahsoka, Thrawn. I've got my Freddie Prinze as Kanan. I finally got Hera. She was one that was taking me a while to find one at a price that wasn't like...
Yeah.
So I found one that was a decent price, so I got that. Filoni is obviously like the Grail piece, which I've kind of put off as like that. I can live with not having a Chopper autograph. But I would love it one day, obviously. What
if I faked one and you never knew it was fake, BC? Would that still be a good gift?
Yeah, I mean, you sort of gave yourself away. So if you had done it and then sent it to me, like if it was such a good forgery,
if I sent you a card that was supposedly a Filoni autograph, but it wasn't authenticated already, would you get it authenticated?
I would definitely look at other things that he's signed and go through my own personal like authentication. Be like, does this look like his signature? Because that's always a concern whenever you have an autograph that isn't like tops guaranteed. It's like, did this person sign this, or is this a fake? So I would do my own. I wouldn't send it in probably, unless I was like, I think this could be real. Someone put it in a slab.
Do you remember when Mark Hamill, for what he was like, for the next 2 days or whatever it is, because people always DM me, I will like your tweet if it is something I actually signed. And I have that tweet for my Mark Hamill autograph, so that was cool to get. So sweet.
So sweet. Yeah, so if you sent me a fake Filoni, I'd be pretty dubious at this point because you talked about it. So that's another piece of the personal collection. I'm like, I can wait on it. There's like, I think maybe like a Matt Lanter as Anakin autograph is, because I've got Obi-Wan, I've got Darth Maul, I've got David Tennant.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, as Professor Huang, whatever it is. Cool Chrome card. I was excited to get that. So like the autograph collecting is slowed down because I was like, I've got most of my Ghost crew, so now I feel like adrift. I feel like maybe I'm just gonna plug some of the holes for some of the sets that I'm missing, but I feel like I want to start a new kind of like project. You know what I mean? And I missed out. We talked about missing out on things and regrets. We could have a whole section that's just eBay regrets. Also, if you're listening, email us your eBay regrets because we would love to hear those stories about things you missed out on eBay. But my most recent one is Taika Waititi is one of my favorite directors, performers. So he's got plenty of IG-11 autographs out there, and there was one that I missed on that had an offer that was lower than every other thing on eBay where I just didn't jump on it soon enough. I was like, in the future, just pull the trigger and get the card that you want, because that was one that's like, I would like to have that in my collection. But yeah, it just in terms of like a focus, I feel adrift, man. I feel like at the moment I'm just waiting for the next kind of thing that calls to me in the PC. So maybe it is just like, just buckle down and get the 12 cards from Galaxy 1 that you're missing and do the hard work of being like, I need these cards that are 12 cents each. Can someone just I'll just pay you however much just to get my binder filled on some of them, you know?
I feel like part of the reason we're adrift is because Topps is leaving us hanging again. I mean, I'm supposed to be, I should today, in fact, I think, have bounty hunters, as I was supposed to have them the month before and the month before and the month before, but they've been extended to next month. Will they actually come out next month? I have no idea. So that's part of the problem, I feel like.
This is the most baffling thing to me, and could become a weekly segment of where's the bounty hunters? Because, like you said, it's been pushed off and off and off, and it was supposed to be the next like reasonable paper set coming out that's got a cool like chase element to it, and it's just like I don't think this is ever going to come out.
Yeah, I guess not.
I think it's Topps being like, that was a joke. What, are you kidding? You thought you were actually going to get a bounty hunter set?
They just continue to collect pre-orders for, like, they announce, like, 100 new sets and never deliver another box of cards ever again.
They're like, why are you still hopeful? It's like Charlie Brown and kicking the football, you know? It's like, you're never going to kick the football. You're never going to get bounty hunters. Oh, sorry. It was supposed to release today. We pushed it back a month. Come on.
Topps.
Is there a current date? Because I know it was today. I remember seeing April 29th as the delivery or as the release.
I think it's been pushed to the 27th or the 29th of next month. And that's what it always... I can't remember what exact day because I've stopped caring a little bit. But I should care for the listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's hard. I don't like what they're doing. I'm hoping it is also like a retail blaster situation because I got priced out of pre-orders pretty quickly on those. So I'd love to be able to go to a Walmart or a Target and see some bounty hunters that I can just open packs of.
Yeah, that'd be great.
At this point, it's sort of like, who knows? It's a mystery.
I'm looking here, BC, and I'm not seeing where. Seeing a retailer that has the updated... The date is now May 25th. So, we'll see.
Man, I was... And that is around when Finest was supposed to release, and I'm sure that's getting pushed back.
Oh, yeah.
Which is always fun. So, eventually we'll have cards to open for those of you who are watching on YouTube. But it is not this day, friends. It is not this day.
The last update I have, BC, though, speaking of May, is I believe it's May 26th. I forget. But I'm going to a day of celebration, BC.
Super sick, man. Super exciting.
Gonna drive down to Anaheim. Gonna go stand, I imagine, in a long line perhaps, to meet Ian McDermott and get my Topps Galaxy Chrome Mojo Emperor Refractor signed. So I'm really stoked. I wasn't planning on going. I got some money I wasn't expecting, and I was like, oh, what can I do that's not responsible with this? So let's go down to Celebration and meet the Emperor himself.
I disagree. I think this is a very responsible decision. Especially if you're wearing your cargo bay pod suit.
That's right. I'll be doing a little marketing. I'll be giving out cards with our stickers on the top loaders. But I'm very excited. I just figure, when else am I going to meet someone as cool as Ian McDermott? And also from what I've watched, I watched a lot of interviews with him just to be like, what's the feel? How do I not annoy this guy? Right? And he just seems like super nice, super nice guy who's happy to be a part of Star Wars. So I think it'll be great.
And a fantastic part of Star Wars. So
yeah.
Absolve yourself of any guilt for not being responsible, because I think there are very few things that you could have done better with your money. And next year, I really do want to put this on my goals calendar. I would love to get out there and do Star Wars Celebration as the cargo bay unit.
Yeah, let's have a booth. I wonder how expensive it is to get a booth there. Can't imagine it's cheap.
No, we'll take our proceeds from the bounty hunters box that's never going to be released, and get a booth.
Hey, what do you guys do?
Well,
you can listen to our podcast.
Really, what it is we talk about top Star Wars cards, and then we also talk about the Star Wars. Like 100% of the people who are also here. It would be nice though, just even if it's not cargo bay related, to go and do that and have that experience. So, and I honestly, I'd love to get back out to your neck of the woods. It's been a while.
Yeah. We'll get you out of here next year, BC. We'll go to hopefully a couple days, see some cool things, I would imagine. I'm stoked. I went to Celebration, the 30th Celebration happened to coincide with my only trip I've ever taken out of the country. And so I spent one of my 2 days in London inside of a convention center all day. And it was awesome.
Again, very few decisions that you could have made that would have been better at that time. I think have no regrets. Job well done on going to that.
I mean, I don't know that there's anything I could have had. Anyway, I could have had a more unique experience on that day. And what makes a Star Wars convention even better? Everybody having cool accents does.
Nice, yeah. You're like, the sounds are great.
It's like, instead of being kind of annoyed by people who are just like me, it's people who are just like me but sound cooler, so I'm less annoyed.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. So, yeah, I'm super stoked for you. It's exciting that you're going to get to go and do that. So I can't wait to hear about that experience and what it's like to meet Palpatine.
Yes.
Yes, cool.
And to deal with all the, how do I get this card best signed? Where do I put the signature? What kind of, do I prep it with baby powder, or do I erase it? Do I use paint pen? Do I blah, 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 blah? It'll all be here on the Cargo Bay.
Yeah, also, as we're wrapping up our Hobby Talk episode, do remember that the secret code is Wedge Antilles, for your chance to win the X-Wing Escapes the AT.
Yeah, it is. It is card number, and this is the mojo I'm holding up. I'm not giving you this one. It's an atomic. It is card number 31, Escaping the ATSTs. Great card.
Yep. So be sure to enter the secret phrase Wedge Antilles on. No, not on. Send it to
the Cargo Bay Pod at protonmail.com.
The Cargo Bay Pod at protonmail.com. Rolls right off the tongue. So be sure to send that there. Also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, tales of woe, let us know. I would personally love to hear some of your eBay tragedies, as we have shared with you today. So if anybody out there has any eBay tragedies that you wouldn't mind sharing with us, that we could talk about here on Hobby Talk, we would love to see that. If you've got any UV protection advice, tips, tricks, ideas, send that our way, please. And again, any other questions, comments, things you want to hear us talk about, send it to the Cargo Bay Pod at protonmail.com. And when you do that, be sure to enter the secret phrase Wedge Antilles for a chance to win a free Chrome Galaxy Atomic card.
That's right. It could be that the market explodes and it becomes even more valuable, BC. You never know.
Oh, you just never know with the card pumping in the hype.
Yes.
We'll see.
Well, it's been a delight, BC. APPDO. Yeah. Can you get us out of here?
Bemoan.
Thank you. We'll catch you next time here in the Cargo Bay. Bye forever.
Bye forever, y'all.